Today's the day we're gonna win. We're gonna fight.
There's a football coach, and then there's the football coach at Notre Dame, because nobody does it like Notre Dame.
Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly is brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Adidas, Gatorade, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Sprint, and Xerox. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Bank of America, CBTS, Xfinity from Comcast, Mazda, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
You went into the game with confidence. You cannot play this game, no matter where you play it. If you're on the road or at home, you have to play with confidence. You did that. And then you followed the plan. You followed the plan. You played discipline. You played smart. And in the second half, you were mentally and physically tougher than your opponent today. Mentally and physically tougher than your opponent today. All phases came together today. Offensively, defensively, and special teams. All of them came together.
Irish head coach Brian Kelly after Notre Dame's impressive upset victory over 8th-ranked Oklahoma Saturday in Norman. Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. Saturday's win eliminated all the remaining doubters. The Irish are now considered by everyone legitimate contenders for this year's national championship. The Irish are ranked third in this week's BCS rankings, just ahead of Oregon and behind Kansas State and top-ranked Alabama. However, national championship dreams will not be a hot topic for the team this week.
Now, we are 8-0. That's it. 8-0. And you should feel great about it. But let me caution everybody in this room right now. If you start thinking about the big picture, we will not be where we want to be. You stay focused on the process, the day-to-day. We've done it to this point.
Watching sports on Xfinity from Comcast is like having a front row seat to the biggest moments. With NFL Red Zone, ESPN Goal Line, and the Watch ESPN app, you're right there for all the action. This is the Xfinity Sports Experience. This is awesome. You won't get all this with satellite. Sign up for Xfinity TV and internet. Just $79.99 a month for 6 months with the sports entertainment package included for 3 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Well, I have been quietly standing in the shade all of my days, and I've been trying to find
unlimited phone, unlimited data, unlimited life. The Galaxy S3 Unlimited Edition with truly unlimited data from Sprint.
Your first move doesn't happen on the field. It happens before your opponent even sees you. It can leave you hanging, steal your spark. Your first move can jeopardize everything you've worked for. Or fuel it. Your first move can set up your success before you've even played the game.
Carb energy to fuel athletes. Gatorade Prime, part of the G Series.
So I'm really gonna need your company. Did I just change that site for you? Window or aisle?
Right.
Yes, sir? Excuse me. Can I help you?
Yeah, is this
the restroom? Oh, it's right behind you. If you just turn right there.
Virgin America knows it's better for Xerox to manage their call centers, so they can focus on making flying cool again. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
In the week leading up to the Oklahoma game, Brian Kelly and his coaching staff concentrated on 4 key areas they believed were critical to earning a victory in Norman.
We wanted to be a smart team, a disciplined team, and then physically and mentally control the football game. All of those things came together for us against Oklahoma.
Oklahoma scores first, and you answer with a two-play drive that concludes with a 62-yard run by Searwood.
They're difficult because they play really with 6 defensive backs, and 2 of those guys are in man-to-man coverage. So it was important that we were able to get 2 for 1. In other words, get one of our tight ends up on a safety, which we did. And then Robbie Toma came in and blocked the Sam linebacker. So you've got 2 unusual pieces in there. That's the kind of defense they played, and that's why Sear was untouched in the end zone.
First offensive possession of the second quarter for Oklahoma, and Manti comes up with a sack, and it was a really impressive sack.
Yeah, we ran a stunt that we hadn't run all year. It was set up great by our defensive line, allowed Manti to come right off the edge. And it was really an emotional lift for our entire football team. When you see Manti coming clean and getting a great shot on the quarterback, that gets everybody's energy going.
You then put together a 13-play drive for a field goal. It includes 2 key third down conversions. You were really good on third down.
We were 7 for 15, and as you know, we sat here and we talked about the things that we needed to improve upon, and one of them was third down and in the red zone. And the third down conversions were huge. We knew that if we could control the line of scrimmage and control the football and limit possessions, yeah, you want to score points in those situations, but the drives themselves were probably equally as important to the outcome as the 3 points.
That second quarter field goal by Kyle Brinza gave the Irish a 10-6 halftime lead. Brian Kelly was pleased with the way his team played in the first half, but he knew the Irish would have to be even better in the second half if they were to remain undefeated.
You don't have to worry about confidence. You know how good you are. But now you got to go battle. This is the battle, the second half. It's what we do. We got it where we want. Mental and physical toughness in the second half. That's our game. Let's take the second half. You win a football game.
CBO, cheddar, bacon, onion.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
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 Say hello to McDonald's new CBO. Smooth cheddar, crispy bacon, grilled onions on the Angus 3rd Pounder or premium chicken sandwiches. CBO, the simple joy of tremendous.
Yeah.
Only Mazda is so obsessed with the future of driving that it's revolutionizing everything. SkyActiv technology makes vehicles stronger with 2 top safety picks and more fuel efficient, like the 40 mpg Highway Mazda 3 and the 2013 Mazda CX-5. No compromises. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? The Mazda 3 is now available with attractive lease and finance offers, but only for a limited time.
At Meijer, you'll find low prices on the things you use every day. Take Molly and Steve. They're brand new parents. And like all new parents, they've discovered lots of new things they need, besides sleep. Luckily, they shop at Meijer, so they save on everyday items every single day. They save on the diapers they're always changing, and the laundry detergent they're always using. And with all the saving they're doing, they can get more of the coffee they're always brewing. Experience the savings, experience the difference. Meijer.
Notre Dame did not score in the third quarter against the Sooners, but kept the ball for 11 minutes and 35 seconds, limiting Oklahoma to just 1 scoreless possession. Notre Dame's second drive of the quarter was kept alive by Tommy Rees, who came off the bench cold for 1 play after Everett Golson took a hard hit. Rees completed a pass to Tyler Eifert on 3rd and 7 for a critical first down. Coach Kelly believes the outstanding relief role Tommy is playing this year is unique.
I haven't seen it before. A guy that can come in, and it was a great throw. well executed, picked up a key third down after the quarterback goes down. And I think what was equally impressive is after we got Everett back up, he was ready to go back in the game and wanted to get back out there and compete. So all really positive signs when you talk about how your number 2 quarterback can come in there and do what he does. He's an amazing kid.
Set up another field goal, 44-yarder. They weren't easy kicks, and he gave you 3 big ones.
He did, and he bounced back after missing a short field goal. I went over and talked to him. I said, how do you feel? He said he felt good. He just off a little bit on his line. He's such a conscientious kid that you know that you're going to get his best effort.
You know Oklahoma's going to battle on their home field. They come back and tied at 13, and you make a very aggressive play call on your second play with the ball after that.
We're in a good down and distance situation. We're second and short, so we could take a shot. And we had the matchup. You know, it was just going to be a matter of throwing and catching it. And Chris Brown's our fastest guy and ran a great route. Everett did a great job of putting the ball in there. We get a big 50-yard, big chunk play in the passing game.
You spent a lot of time last week answering questions about Blake Bell. They're very talented, big, strong, running quarterback. But Everett Golson showed he's pretty good at going right up the middle, too.
He sure is. I thought he ran it aggressively, put his shoulders down, did a great job in those situations of reading run, because those are also plays that he can check a pass to. I thought he was very impactful in the running game.
Now that touchdown run gives you a 1-touchdown lead. Oklahoma's still very much in the game, but your defense comes up with a huge turnover.
Yeah, we were in 2 trail, and we got a deflection on the ball, and Manti Te'o just made an incredible catch. Getting his hands underneath the ball gives us great field position and puts us in a position where we can extend the lead.
And after that turnover, you get another field goal, and then your defense comes up with a 3-and-out that pretty well seals it.
We felt like now the clock was in favor. We were going to be able to take some time off. They were going to have to use timeouts. That was probably, for us, the pivotal time where we knew the game was in reach.
You score one more time on your final possession, and that's where it really seemed to come to the fore, where your offense was able to see the fruits of their labor, what they had been able to do throughout that game.
Agreed. I think we just kept at it. We kept running the football. We stayed physical. There was a mindset that we were going to get in there. And Theo Riddick was begging me in our timeout to run this particular play. And he finished off the run as he has all year.
There is your final. Notre Dame wins 30-13, with the 30 points being twice as many as the 15 the Sooners had given up on average in their first 6 games. The final stats provided by UND.com show the Irish rushed for more yards and collected more yardage than Oklahoma had given up in any other game this season. The Irish also held Oklahoma to just 15 yards rushing, 185 yards below their average. This week's UND.com Inside Angle shows us what the Irish players and coaches saw on the game's final touchdown by Theo Riddick. Many fans and so-called experts all across the country were surprised both by the fact the Irish beat Oklahoma on the Sooners' home field and the impressive manner by which Notre Dame earned the victory. However, that sense of surprise was not shared by the Irish players after the game.
We always had confidence in ourselves that we could win this game, and we knew, people were going to say what they were going to say, so we got that chance to prove them wrong.
We're 8-0, but I think my mind is focused on Pitt right now. We're definitely going to celebrate, but we just got to take it one game at a time. You can't stop and look up, because if you do, you'll miss your opportunity.
Today's no surprise. We knew that if we came to work, if we came into today, with confidence and everybody doing their job, we would be fine. And gladly it came out the right way.
The Irish pulled off the upset in front of the largest crowd in the history of Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. The players enjoyed the reception they received.
The environment was great. I kind of like playing away. That's just me personally.
Whenever you come into somebody else's, stadium, you understand the environment, what kind of energy is going, and we liked it. We loved the energy that was going around, and I think our team did a good job in controlling that.
It was a great atmosphere. Obviously they had plenty more fans. we didn't have too many road games, so, it's great to, come out and see everyone yelling at you and everybody doubting you. I love the feeling when you go out there and you make a great play and, the stadium gets quiet and you have a adrenaline rush, basically, and, you're more confident, and it's just a great feeling.
We love seeing you at Bank of America.
But we know you want to be able to bank wherever you are.
Bank of America Mobile Banking lets you bank on your schedule.
Now you can securely deposit checks you get right away with your smartphone camera. Watch this.
It doesn't get more convenient than that. See? Success.
It's amazing. Check balances, pay bills,
and much, much more.
right here.
Bank on your schedule and deposit checks on the go. Download the Bank of America mobile banking app today.
I need to get back to work.
3, 2, 1. It's hard to call it radio when it's this out of the box.
Listen to that! Man, you know just what to say.
You might be a redneck.
Fox News alert on several dramatic new developments.
Frank Sinatra.
You're a delightful audience.
Let's go to Margaritaville, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown.
This is satellite radio. Welcome to Sirius XM.
It's time now for this week's 125 Years of Notre Dame Football moment. Because both Notre Dame and Oklahoma players tap a Play Like a Champion Today sign on their way to the playing field each week, we thought it appropriate to give you this look into the origin of the current sign that hangs in Notre Dame Stadium.
Notre Dame is number one. Notre Dame with a miracle win as the clock runs in. Notre Dame has scored.
Well, it's amazing how that came about. I was named head football coach of Notre Dame in 1986 and went to the library and got all the books on the history of Notre Dame, wanted to know everything about it. And I noticed a picture in there of the entranceway to the stadium, and it had Play Like a Champion Today. And I said, what happened to that sign? Nobody had ever heard of it. I don't know who had it up, but it was definitely up there. I said, we're going to get that sign made up again. We're going to put the same place it was in that book. And we're going to hit that before we go out on the field, represent Notre Dame. And when the players go out, I would tell them, when you hit that sign, I want you to remember all the sacrifices you have made, all the effort you have put forth, all the effort that the people and players that came here before you in building this great tradition have put forth, and the importance of you upholding that tradition.
Touching the sign is a definite embracing the tradition. There's no question. You feel that. You sense that others have done this before. I think just that kind of measure is definitely something that you remember as being tradition.
You know, you start talking to the fans and the people that are like so passionate about Notre Dame, and you see like why it's so important to people.
How much thought do you give into how you touch that sign before you go out in the field?
You know, I just take it all into consideration, play like a champion. What does it stand for? What does this mean to me? And when I touch it, every time I go out of the field, I just want to ball out like one,
I always just make the sign of a cross on and give it one good hard tap. Like DeVar said, everyone has their own, technique to it, but I try to keep mine, the same every week.
What is your signature thing?
I don't know if I can tell you. I swipe today. The word today, just swipe it.
Well, I have my own tradition. I kind of give it 3 taps and then slide across the today sign. So, that's how I do it every time.
I always give it a little kiss, and play like a champion speaks for itself. You're not gonna go out on the field and play like a bum. Obviously we want to go out and play our hardest and compete.
They see it, they understand what it means. It doesn't need a definition, and it certainly doesn't need Brian Kelly to tell them what that means. So many other people have shown what Play Like a Champion means, and that's what that means. Is others have done this. That's the definition of it.
A new 125 Years moment is posted every day during the 2012 season. Just log on to UND.com and click on the 125 Years logo. Linebacker Dan Fox was one of many Irish players who turned in outstanding performances against Oklahoma, making 5 tackles and breaking up the pass that Manti Te'o ended up intercepting late in the 4th quarter. Now we find out how well Fox can swat away my questions on this week's 60-second drill. Favorite TV show?
Dexter.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Census Fail.
Do you have a celebrity crush?
Celebrity crush? Sofia Vergara, she's in Modern Family.
Favorite breakfast meal?
Bacon.
Best nickname on the team and who has it?
Foxy, me.
Best player to room with on the road?
Probably Jared Grace.
Funniest thing you've heard Coach Kelly say?
Funniest thing, kind of just a reaction to a play, like, what are you doing?
Toughest player to tackle on the team?
Theo.
Best singer on the team?
Spawn's not bad.
Best dancer on the team?
Prince.
Best comedian on the team?
Me.
Best comedian on the coaching staff?
Coach Diaco.
Best dresser on the team?
Best dresser, Carlo.
Worst dresser on the team?
Stockton.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
Just get to go out there and play football in front of 80,000 people.
Dan Fox, you completed the 60-second drill in Inside Notre Dame Football. Thank you.
Thanks.
When your chain of supply goes from here to Shanghai, that's logistics. Chips from here, boards from there, track it all through the air, that's logistics. Clearing customs like that, hurry up, no time flat, that's logistics. All new technology UPS brings to me, that's logistics.
I'm very happy I made the switch.
It's easy.
They're great.
As I go out, being nervous about going out into the world.
You switch because
for what you get and what they give back.
Of the people.
It'd just be another thing that I know is there for me all the time.
It's a no-brainer.
It's about family. It's about values. It's about doing things the right way.
And that's why I'm sticking with them.
You just get sucked in, and it's great. We're there.
Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Come home.
You know you're going to get the best when you go to Notre Dame Federal Credit Union.
It's time for this week's Ask Coach Kelly question presented by CBTS. This week's question comes from Kyle Linehan of Toledo, Ohio, who writes, Coach, I am a young assistant coach with aspirations of being a head coach someday. What do you believe are 3 key aspects of building a successful program on and off the field?
Well, I think it starts, first of all, with what your own philosophy is. I think you have to have a philosophy. Mine has always been in player development and developing 18 to 21-year-olds. So I think everybody's got to have a shared philosophy. I think the next thing as a young coach is you have to study the game. You have to be a student of the game. Just like any other profession, you have to know what you're doing. You can't fake it. So clinics and camps and as much that you can do to learn about the game is absolutely crucial. And I think the third one is that you have to find a balance. You know, you have to balance your personal life with your profession. And I think if you get those 3 things together, have a plan, be a student of the game, and have balance, I think you can have a successful career.
If you would like to send in a question for Coach Kelly, just log on to UND.com and click on Ask Coach Kelly in the rotating boxes in the middle of the main page. Next up for the Irish, a Saturday afternoon meeting at Notre Dame Stadium with an inconsistent but talented Pitt Panther team. Notre Dame only beat by 3 points last year in Pittsburgh.
Coach Chris now, 3rd coach in I think is 3 years. The team knows their identity, what they want to do. Tino Sinceri's playing his best. He's a senior. They've got some seniors on the offensive side of the ball that puts points on the board. And again, the next 3 opponents that we play, starting with Pittsburgh, we barely beat these teams last year. So it's going to be another challenge for our football team. They need to play well to win.
We, of course, will have all the highlights of the 68th meeting between Notre Dame and Pittsburgh on the next edition of Inside Notre Dame Football. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish. Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly has been brought to you by Team Notre Dame members Adidas, Gatorade, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Sprint, and Xerox. Inside Notre Dame Football is also sponsored by Bank of America, CBTS, Xfinity from Comcast, Mazda, Meyer, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.